Hello and welcome to this webinar. Over the next 10 minutes, you're going to discover why stress relief matters so much during the menopause and what you can do to alleviate that stress. I'm Bryony and I've been mentoring groups who've been going through hormonal transformations for the past 15 years, be that teenagers, pregnant women or menopausal women. So you're in safe hands. Have you been feeling a bit like this lately? Frazzled, discombobulated, just not yourself, with a tinge of anxiety underpinning everything you do? And are any of these symptoms relatable? Anxiety, exhaustion, fatigue. It sounds a bit like a shopping list. And the list does go on. In fact, at present there are 32 recognised symptoms of perimenopause and menopause. And if you can relate to some or many of these symptoms, rest assured, you're not alone. At any given moment in the UK, at least a third of the female population is menopausal. That equates to 11 million women. And this is in the UK alone. Imagine how many women are feeling the same as you in the world at any given moment. And yet sometimes you still feel alone. Why is that? Well, it doesn't help that there's still so much residual stigma over the ending of a woman's fertility. Even the vocabulary suggests that things have not moved on. Old hag, crone, moody old cow. And yet those words reside in the past, when women had little if no financial independence, couldn't get a mortgage by herself, had no birth control, or indeed career opportunities. Whatever you've done with your life so far, whether you're immersed in your career, have devoted to your life to your children, or taken a completely different route, you have never been this experienced, and you are heading towards the top of your game. The only thing most women don't get told is that you can keep on going. You have the power to create positive change within your life even during this chapter. To manage your menopausal symptoms, there is of course HRT. But for many women, that simply isn't an option for either personal or health reasons. For many of you out there is the potential for menopausal symptoms to become overwhelming, debilitating even. That overwhelming exhaustion, the achy body, the eternal fog, and yet you have even more to remember at this time of your life. Well, some interesting news. A study published in the Journal of Holistic Nursing in 2007 noted that cultural influences greatly affect how women perceive and manage their menopausal symptoms. Cultural influences, such as how you as women are recognised, valued even in your society, your family group. Well, this got me thinking. It's one of those light bulb moments. If severity of menopausal symptoms can be affected by how we perceive them, or by how society perceives us, then surely the severity of those symptoms can be changed by us. That is a powerful thought. And this is where the stress relief comes into every part of your menopausal journey. Stress can be insidious. If allowed, it can evolve from a small tributary into a larger stream, into a powerful river that is much more directed. Many of the symptoms of menopause are caused by hormones. However, when you add in the increase in the stress hormone cortisol, it's like shining a magnifying glass over your symptoms. Because cortisol affects everything: your weight, your achy joints, your inflammation in the body, your blood pressure, anxiety, your inability to sleep. The good news is that this is reversible when you start to observe how the nervous system functions. When we're in fight or flight, which is the body's natural response to stress, then we release cortisol. Our muscles become tense, our breathing shallow and rapid, our heart rate speeds up. For some of us, we live in a constant state of fight or flight. The nervous system is constantly on high alert. Well, this is really going to exacerbate your menopausal symptoms. And quite simply, if we enter the relaxation response, the menopausal symptoms are reduced. There are further techniques that will transform the way you feel about yourself and even reduce your menopausal symptoms. A study in America in 2020 has revealed that women who undertook only 2 30-minute sessions of meditation, a body scan, which is a relaxation, and mindful stretching for 8 weeks, found the severity and frequency of their hot flushes was reduced by almost 40%. That's nearly half. There was also an overall improvement in the quality of their lives by 1/3. Imagine the results if they had practiced every day. Let's take meditation, which in itself is a form of stress relief. So let's use the menopausal symptom of anxiety. Although anxiety can be physically exacerbated by hormones, the worry of how to handle the physical changes that occur during menopause can increase your anxiety. For instance, how will I cope with that hot flush? What if I forget what I need to say in that meeting? Why does my body ache so much? How am I going to cope with getting older? What meditation does is it gives you the space to feel the sensation of a physical symptom, the achy joint, the anxious feeling, but it allows you, with practice, not to react to those sensations with other emotions on top, such as embarrassment, shame, lack of control, fear, loss of self-worth. You don't want to give yourself a double whammy. You don't want to have the physical sensation of anxiety and then dump a load of emotion on top, such as loss of self-esteem. Meditation also works for menopausal-induced anxiety because of its effect on your hormones. As we age, we tend to have more negative thoughts, and then there's more negative life events to deal with. And so meditation is like giving yourself a daily protective shield of happy hormones. Dopamine, serotonin, oxytocin, and endorphins all are released during meditation. So it's no wonder that during and after meditation, you feel more content, at ease, happier, and more compassionate with yourself. Another study in 2015 on menopausal women who practice mindfulness revealed that those practices may lead to fewer menopausal symptoms, especially amongst women with depression, anxiety, and irritability. There are an ever-increasing amount of scientific studies being undertaken with regard to harnessing the mind-body connection and reducing the severity of menopausal symptoms. So hopefully, you have a better understanding of how stress relief can affect menopausal symptoms, and how in learning how to control your reaction to your symptoms through stress relief, you will ultimately feel more empowered and more in control during this phase of your life. So if you feel like you've been knocked sideways and need to get your mojo back, rest assured that there are techniques to support you. Thank you so much for staying with me. If you're interested in learning more about how I can support you in managing your stress so that you can reduce your menopausal symptoms, please connect to the link below. I have a short, accessible course on anxiety relief for menopause that will enable you to evolve into the courageous, empowered woman that you should be at this stage of your life. Become impenetrable to any negative thoughts that society has placed on you, and take this step to investing in your physical and emotional well-being, so that this next phase of your life can become abundant and bountiful, and where you are fully committed to yourself.